A man stands at the edge of a cliff, rain pouring down his face, clutching a faded photograph. Below him, a raging river swallows the darkness. He closes his eyes. This is where it all ended 15 years ago. Or so he thought. His name is Arjun, and this is the story of a love that refused to die. 15 years earlier, Arjun's hands trembled as he faced his father across the mahogany desk. The old man's face was stone. You will marry Sheetal next month. The families have agreed. I can't, father. I love someone else. His father's fist slammed down. Love? You're throwing away everything for a girl with nothing? No family name, no connections, nothing. She has everything that matters, Arjun said quietly. She has my heart. Then you have no place in this house. No inheritance, no family. Choose wisely, boy. Arjun looked at his father, then at his mother weeping in the corner, at his younger sister's shocked face. He thought of Maya, of her laugh, of the way she'd challenged him to be more than just his family's expectations. I choose her. The door slammed behind him with such finality that the house seemed to shake. 3 days later, Arjun waited at the small temple, flowers wilting in his hands. Maya was supposed to arrive at noon. It was now sunset. His friend Raj approached, face grave. Arjun, there's been an accident. The world tilted. The bus to Dharampur. It went off the mountain road, into the gorge. No, the word came out strangled. They're searching for survivors. We need to go. Now. If you're feeling this tension, hit that like button. You'll need it for what comes next. The accident site was chaos. Twisted metal, broken glass, rescue workers shouting. The bus had plunged 300 feet into a river swollen with monsoon rains. How many? Arjun grabbed a police officer. 42 passengers. We've recovered 28 bodies. 14 still missing, likely swept downstream. Maya Sharma. Was she? The officer checked his list. Identified among the deceased? No, among the missing. Hope flared in Arjun's chest. Then she could be alive. The officer's eyes were kind but tired. Son, the river? It doesn't give people back. But Arjun had already started running downstream. For 3 weeks, he searched. Every hospital within 200 miles, every village along the river, every morgue that would let him look. Maya's mother, already fragile with illness, died within days of hearing the news. There was no one else. Just Arjun, refusing to accept what everyone else already knew. He found her bag, waterlogged and torn, caught in branches 10 miles from the crash. Inside, the wedding bangles they'd chosen together. He collapsed right there on the riverbank and wept until he had no tears left. She's gone, Raj said gently, a month later. Arjun, you have to accept it. They never found her body. The river. I would know if she was dead. I would feel it. Arjun pressed his fist to his chest. I would feel it here. 6 months became a year. 1 year became 5. Arjun lived in a small apartment, working odd jobs, spending every rupee on his search. He followed rumors, chased whispers, traveled to distant towns based on the flimsiest leads. His sister found him once in his 3rd year of searching. Bye, please. Come home. Father is dying. He wants to see you. Did he ever want to see Maya? He was wrong. He knows that now, but you're destroying yourself. Arjun showed her his wall, covered in maps, photographs, notes. I made her a promise. I promised to marry her. I'm still keeping that promise. By searching for a ghost? He turned to her, and she stepped back at the intensity in his eyes. She's not dead. I know it. 10 years passed, then 12. Arjun's hair started graying. Lines appeared around his eyes. People stopped asking about his search. Even Raj had moved on, married, had children. But Arjun kept going. In his 14th year of searching, he was sitting in a chai stall when an old man sat beside him. You're the one looking for the girl from the bus accident, aren't you? I helped with the search years ago. Arjun's head snapped up. Yes, did you? I saw her. The tea glass shattered on the floor. What? 3 months ago. I was visiting my daughter in Kinnaur. There's a village school there. The teacher... I could have sworn it was the girl from the photograph you showed us. But when I asked, they said her name was Priya. Said she'd been there for years. Arjun was already standing. Where? Which village? 27 hours later, Arjun stood outside a small school in a village so remote it didn't appear on most maps. Children's laughter drifted through the windows, and then he heard it. A woman's voice, clear and bright, explaining something about mathematics. His legs nearly gave out. He moved to the window, and there she was. Maya. Older, yes. Her hair was shorter, cut to her shoulders. A scar traced her forehead. But her eyes, her profile, the way she tilted her head when she smiled, it was her. It was undeniably her. He must have made a sound because she looked up directly at him. Their eyes met through the glass. Nothing. No recognition, just mild curiosity. The school day ended. Arjun waited outside, his heart hammering so hard he thought it might break through his ribs. When she emerged, surrounded by children, he stepped forward. Maya, she stopped, smiled politely. I'm sorry. Do I know you? It's me, Arjun. Don't you? His voice cracked. Don't you remember me? The children scattered as she came closer, concern on her face. Sir, I think you have me confused with someone else. My name is Priya Devi. He pulled out the photograph, hands shaking so badly he could barely hold it. This is you. This is us. 15 years ago. She took the photograph, and something flickered across her face. Her fingers tightened on the edges. Where did you get this? You don't remember. It wasn't a question. Horror and heartbreak crashed over him simultaneously. I'm sorry. I don't know what. She swayed slightly, and he caught her elbow. Can we talk? Please. Give me 10 minutes. Comment below if you think she experienced memory loss or just feigning. And please, subscribe. That's how you show support for the stories that we tell. They sat on a bench overlooking the valley. She held the photograph, staring at the young woman's face like it was a stranger's. Tell me, she said finally. So he did. He told her everything. Their first meeting in the bookshop, how she'd argued with him about poetry, how they'd fallen in love despite his family's opposition, the decision to marry, the bus, the accident. They said you were dead, he whispered. They said the river took you. I searched for 15 years. Her eyes were wet. I woke up in a hospital. No identification, no memory, nothing but emptiness where my life should have been. Her voice shook. They said I'd been in a coma for 6 weeks. Severe head trauma. When I finally came to, I didn't know my own name. No one came for you? No one knew who I was. The hospital contacted the police about unclaimed patients. Eventually, a village elder from here was visiting the hospital, heard about my case. He had just lost his daughter and he brought me here. Gave me a name, a life. Your name is Maya Sharma, Arjun said urgently. You were 23? Your favorite color was green. You wanted to be a teacher, which... He laughed bitterly. Which you are. You hated onions but loved spicy food. You used to quote Neruda when you were happy and Rumi when you were sad. Your mother's name was Savitri, and you were going to marry me. She was crying now, tears streaming down her face. I don't remember. God help me. I don't remember any of it. It's okay. I remember enough for both of us. No, she stood abruptly. No, it's not okay. You spent 15 years searching for someone who doesn't exist anymore. That girl in the photograph, I'm not her. I don't have her memories. I don't have her feelings. I'm just Priya. You're Maya. I don't know who Maya is. The anguish in her voice echoed across the valley. Do you understand? There are fragments sometimes, feelings that come from nowhere. I'll smell jasmine and feel inexplicably sad. I'll see couples and feel like I'm waiting for something. But I don't know what. I don't know who. Arjun stepped closer. Then let me tell you. Let me help you remember. What if I never do? What if these memories are gone forever? He was quiet for a long moment. Then, do you want me to leave? She looked at him, really looked at him. At the gray in his hair, the lines around his eyes, the weight of 15 years of searching written in his face. You gave up everything for her. For you. You don't even know me. I know that you became a teacher just like you dreamed. I know that those children love you. I saw it. I know that you're still here, still fighting, still making a difference. Memory or not, you're still you. She sank back onto the bench, the photograph clutched in her hands. I'm afraid. Of what? Of disappointing you, of not being who you want me to be. Arjun sat beside her, carefully maintaining distance. You could never disappoint me. Finding you alive? That's enough. That's everything. They sat in silence as the sun began to set, painting the valley in shades of gold and orange. Finally, she spoke. Tell me about her. About us. Not to make me remember, but just tell me. So he did. He talked until the stars came out, sharing every memory he had treasured for 15 years. And she listened, occasionally laughing, occasionally crying, occasionally touching the scar on her forehead as if trying to physically reach the lost memories. Stay, She said when he finally fell silent. In the village. There's a guest house. Stay for a while. Help me understand who I was. Are you sure? She met his eyes. I may not remember loving you, but I know loneliness. And I know what it looks like on someone else's face. You've been alone for 15 years, so have I. Maybe we can be less alone together. Hit that subscribe button. This story isn't over yet. Days turned into weeks. Arjun rented a small room and found work helping with construction of a new school building. Every evening, he and Priya would sit together and he would tell her stories. You were stubborn, he said one evening, making her laugh. Was? You are stubborn. It's the same stubborn that made you tell me I was wrong about Tagore, and the same stubborn that made you survive when everyone else gave up hope. She was quiet. Then, tell me about the day you chose me over your family. His throat tightened. It wasn't really a choice. It was the only thing I could do and still live with myself. You are, worth everything. Even 15 years? Especially 15 years. She reached out and took his hand. It was the first time she'd touched him voluntarily. I don't remember that girl who was loved so completely, but I think I'd like to know the man who loved her. Something shifted between them then. Not memory, but something new. Something fragile and hopeful. More weeks passed. She started remembering small things, not memories exactly, but feelings. The taste of a particular sweet made her inexplicably happy. A song on the radio made her cry without knowing why. And slowly, carefully, she began to open her heart. I used to dream, she told him one night, of a man waiting for me. He was always waiting, and I was always trying to reach him, but I never could. I thought it was just a nightmare. It wasn't a nightmare, Arjun said softly. It was a memory. I was waiting. You still are, aren't you? Waiting for me to remember. He considered lying, then decided she deserved the truth. Part of me is, but part of me is learning to know you as you are now. And Priya? She's pretty remarkable too. She smiled, that beautiful smile that had first captured his heart 15 years ago. Maybe Maya and Priya aren't so different after all. 3 months after he found her, they stood together at the cliff where he'd started, where the bus had gone over, where it had all ended. I came here the night before I found you, he confessed. I was going to stop searching. I thought maybe everyone was right. Maybe it was time to let go. What stopped you? The old man in the tea stall. Fate. Stubbornness. Take your pick. She slipped her hand into his. I'm glad you didn't let go. Do you remember anything? Anything at all from before? She was quiet for a long time. Then, I remember a feeling. Not a memory, but a feeling. Of being loved so completely that it made me brave enough to risk everything. I don't remember you, Arjun, but I feel that same feeling when I'm with you now. He turned to her, hardly daring to hope. She continued, I don't know if I'll ever remember who Maya was, but I'd like to find out who Priya and Arjun can become. Together. If you're willing to start over with me. I'd search for you for another 15 years. How about we just try tomorrow first? He laughed, and she laughed with him, and in that moment, it didn't matter that she couldn't remember their past. They were creating something new, something just as precious. Marry me, he said suddenly. What? Marry me. Not because of who we were, but because of who we are. I've waited 15 years to make you my wife. Let me finally keep my promise. She looked at him with tears in her eyes. You're completely insane, you know that? Is that a yes? That's a ask me again in 6 months and we'll see. He grinned. I can wait 6 months. I've gotten pretty good at waiting. She kissed him then, soft and sweet and full of possibility. And somewhere in that kiss, past and present merged into something entirely new. If you found this story heartfelt, smash that like button and drop a comment telling us what you felt. Subscribe for more stories that prove love can transcend time, memory, and even death itself. Because sometimes the greatest love stories aren't about remembering the past. They're about having the courage to begin again. Arjun and Priya married exactly 6 months later in the same small temple where he'd waited 15 years before. This time, she showed up. This time, she said yes. And this time, they got there forever. Some promises, it turns out, are worth keeping. No matter how long it takes,